Conversations with Coach Coach Lie, your favorite neighborhood therapist, having real hard convos, contrasting pessimists, generational trauma explored, broach delicate, getting to the root of the pain, healing impediments. Every week signs copay free lessons. Bet on self, trust the process, no questions. Feel your feels, journey to be healed, no stressing. Conversations with Coach Lie's now in session.
What's going on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome to season 10. Conversations with Coach Law is back in the building. I cannot believe it. We are already moving and shaking. Wait a minute. What happened? I don't hear my music in my earphones. Do y'all hear nothing? I don't hear it. I definitely don't hear it. Yeah, my better music went away. I'm not sure what happened to my better music. Y'all know I like me some good music underneath my vocals. It was just there, and now it said goodbye, Coach. Well, anyways, welcome to season 10, all you beautiful people. I am excited to be back on the air after a great break I had. Woo, I've been up to so much. I don't even know where to begin. But first and foremost, shout out to everybody who attended my birthday party. Because my birthday party was a hit. It was definitely a beautiful experience. My family and my friends and my colleagues showed up and just showed out. And it was inspirational and it was emotional. My family had a song that they made for me with my name in it, and the lyrics were just phenomenal. So hopefully I'll get a chance to get that on my next episode so you guys can hear it. What else? I went to Jamaica. Shout out to Jamaica. Jamaica owes me nothing, y'all. I was in Montego Bay and I stayed at the Palladium, and I just tell you that resort was absolutely amazing. The views, the beach. I had very good company, so shout out to him. He was very sweet and very nice. I'm just so excited about this chapter. And so I am hoping that you guys are excited. Not to mention, I'm at a new time. I'm doing daytime, y'all. I was a late night talk show host for 3 years. And they've decided to give me a daytime spot. So I am looking forward to the time we're going to have. So good morning. Good morning. I was about to say good night. I am in the morning now. So good morning. And this is a new season. It's a new renewed commitment to yourself. And I am going to be helping all of you beautiful listeners learn how to bet on self. Whether you've been watching from Boston, near, far, internationally. I got listeners in Japan, y'all. I didn't know I had listeners in Japan. I just thank you for inviting me into your Sunday morning routine. So what are we going to be doing? One, through powerful conversations with thought leaders, authors, therapists, entrepreneurs, entertainers, and community change makers, you're going to gain practical knowledge and skills from people who are really doing it. These are those guys and those girls, the people that you look up to and might be like, wow, I could never be like her or be like him. I'm talking to everyday people that every day, in every way, they bet on themselves. So the origins of this show was to debunk myths about mental health. And why is that so important? Because I think often we think mental health is only about a diagnosis, and mental health is very similar to your physical health. The things you need to do to take care of your physical body, stay hydrated, move your body. You also need to be able to think about your emotional health, the things that you digest and the things that you take in, the people and surroundings, all of that plays into your overall well-being and the quality of your life. And so that's why mental health is so important. It's not just about those individuals that have a diagnosis, because we get so caught up into that that's the only reason why you need a therapist. The only reason why you need to focus on your mental health is if you crash out. And a crash out could look like not wanting to get out the bed. A crash out could look like being irritable. A crash out could be not eating what you need to eat to nourish your body. You only eating candy, or you're not eating, you're overeating. So there's so many things that are connected to your functioning. And that's why this show is so important. I want to debunk the myth that it's only for those that have a diagnosis and that you physically can see that they're either talking to themselves or they've lost touch with reality, and that's the only time people think about needing a therapist. No, I think people need to be aware that you can have a therapist just like you have your primary care physician, just to get things out, talk things out. That's non-judgmental, but I'm gonna leave that with a little caveat, right? Because I do observe. So there's an element of observation that can feel like judgment, but it's only for the betterment of you reaching your goals. So that's the origins of why I wanted to do this show. I only can see so many clients. So how do I extend myself outside of that? The practice room, the therapy room, the couch. So that's why I call this the virtual couch, because you guys are all going to be a part of it, right? And you can engage in the chat. You can ask questions. There's a parts where you will be able to call in, but not today. But there will be shows where you can just call in and just talk to me, and we can just kick it virtually. And I want to be a resource and a vessel to my community, both here in Boston and beyond. So that's the origins of Conversations with Coach La La La. So welcome again. I see people checking in on the check-in. We have people listening on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and LinkedIn and iHeartRadio. So shout out to everybody that's tuned in. Welcome to season 10. We have a new time. We are now on at 11 o'clock a.m. So tell a friend. And yeah, it's been an exciting time. So tonight, see, I'm so used to saying tonight, y'all. Y'all gonna have to bear with me. It's like when the date changes and you're still writing the same date for a while. Good morning. Welcome to the morning time, y'all. I got to get used to this. It's so interesting saying good morning to everyone. So season 10, where we're going to explore what it means to evolve, to pivot, to heal, to lead, and to thrive through every season of your life. Last season, season 9, we talked about midlife crises, because as you guys know, I just turned 50. But I look like I'm 50. Check the face card, right? So I turned 50, and for a lot of people, they go through what they call a midlife crisis. So I wanted to call it midlife clarity. This is not a time for you to crash out. This is a time for you to realize that you are not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience, and that clarity helps you find your truth. And when it gets uncomfortable, that's when it gets good, because you have so much resources to help push you forward. So I am here on your Sunday morning routine to really help you figure it out. So season 9 was about healing out loud. But then once you heal, some things happen, right? Because not everybody around you is healed, baby. And sometimes that can make life a little challenging, because you might have to cut people off. You may have to change your surroundings. You may be telling people no and they don't like it. So healing sometimes can cause some challenges. And you lose some people along the way. Shout out to Cynthia. What up, C. Bruce? Sarida, Wanda, Leroy. What's going on, Leroy? Sarida. I said that. Yes, girl, I'm really 50. Thank you, Leroy, for the happy birthday. I see y'all all checking in. Oh, wow. Sean Jordan, I see you, my love. Thank you for all the beautiful messages in my inbox. I won't be telling nobody what you be saying, though. But, you know, we got a little thing going on in our inboxes. I know. I shouldn't have told y'all that, but it's, you know, transparency is great. They're all nice messages, y'all. He's just very encouraging and supportive, and I love him for that. All right. So who do I have on the show with me today? I was about to say tonight again. Today, well, she is an entrepreneur. She is a hair doctor, a hair educator. She is a friend. She is a mother. She is a spiritual leader. She is a warm cup of tea on a cold day. She is enlightening spirit. She is a light. She's a mirror. She's love. And I just am so excited to have her back. You might remember in the early days of Conversations with Coach La, she was one of my first guests first of many guests. And so I thought it would be really awesome to have her come back and talk to us about what she's been up to. She's had a lot of life-changing events that I think a lot of people have now had an opportunity to see. And so it's time for her to get back on the virtual couch for me. So I'm going to bring on to the virtual couch none other than Miss Kueen King. What up, girl?
Hey, girl.
How are you? You look lovely.
You do as well. And before we get started, I'm going to take over here because I need to give you your flowers.
Uh-oh.
You are just that girl.
Thank
you are
you.
so dope. You show up for others in a way that most people don't. They kind of like, they don't share themselves, and you just do that. Maybe not with everyone, but the way you show up for me and the way you love on people, you're always consistent with that. And I like to say you're not always the same person, which means that you make space to be loud, to be, calm. Like you just know how to bring it and do it in such a, just a beautiful way. And I appreciate you for that. So I just want to throw that out there real quick before you start asking your questions and being the therapist and the journalist and all those things that you are. I had to say that you are that girl. So don't ever forget it.
Thank you. I
Yes.
appreciate that. And you are too.
Thank you.
You, along with my sister, who's also my stylist, were responsible for how I was looking on my birthday, y'all.
Yes.
She was like, no, you need a whole fresh do. She came in just for me on Saturday and got me all the way together. Everybody was like, oh, I love your hair so much. So shout out to my stylist. So just a disclaimer, if I am your therapist, I'm not your therapist right now. This is not therapy that's happening right now. If you need a therapist, you should seek actual professional medical advice and counsel. If you need a therapist, you can reach out to me offline and not on this show. But I want to be really clear that what we're talking about, because a lot of people have started talking about what a licensed therapist is versus a life coach, who's licensed, who's not licensed. You can Google me. I'm licensed. I have an MPI number. I am legitimate. But I am a human being and a woman before I became a therapist. So this is an authentic show. I'm going to be my authentic self. This is not about being perfect. This is about me connecting with the audience and connecting with you. So that's what this is about. So for those that are coming and thinking I'm gonna get real technical and show off that I got clinical skills, that's not what this is about. This is really about allowing people to connect and not be fearful of talking to a therapist. That's what this is really about. To not think that therapy is this thing that's gonna make them AKA be crazy. It makes you human to need to talk to somebody. It makes you human to want to be able to get things out of your head and to make sure you're okay. So back to you, Miss Kueen.
Yes, ma'am.
Tell us, who is Kueen outside of what we can Google?
Okay.
What's something they would be surprised to know about you?
Kueen, I like to say I'm private, but I know how to be very transparent when it's the right time and on the right topic. I am super silly. I love to encourage, to educate. I love to just make people feel good about themselves, because everyone needs that. And everyone needs a reminder, how special they are, how valuable they are. And I get to do that every day. Like a lot of people go to work and they just go to work because that's just what they do to make money.
Yeah.
I go to work literally and look forward to serving on a high level and making sure the way someone came in, they don't leave the same. They leave, feeling lighter, happier. And, I was hard on myself for a very long time when, if there's someone who doesn't like me or whatever. I'm an overcoming people pleaser. Yes.
Yeah, we're recovering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm comfortable with knowing someone's not necessarily happy with me on a business level, because I strive to make sure everyone's happy. But just as me as a person, they don't like me, I'm okay with it. Actually, not happy about it, but I'm like, okay, it happens.
Yeah, and I think we have to leave space for not being pleased with one another.
Okay.
We have to leave space for difference and conflict. I think often we get met with a difference of opinion. We get met with anything that makes us uncomfortable. We can kind of shy away from that person because that person makes us uncomfortable. But sometimes those are the people you need around you because they help you to grow.
That's true. Very
right?
true.
If they make you uncomfortable, that doesn't always mean that they're unhealthy relationships. Sometimes you need the people to be like, hey, what's going on? You good? You're a little different than how you usually are.
That's right.
You know,
That's
that
true.
notice changes and shifts in your disposition.
That's
Or
right.
call you out on your BS. Or hold
People
you
don't like that,
accountable,
though.
right? If you some people don't like to be corrected in no shape, fashion, or form. Don't call me out on what I'm doing. But do you want a bunch of yes people around you?
No, not at all. And let me tell you one thing I had to realize, and my girl, shout out to one of the baddest DJs in Boston, T. Lawson. She taught me a very valuable lesson about friendship because I had a friendship for many years, and I was so used to when this person didn't like something that I did, they will like not speak to me for 2 weeks, or they're just cut me off or talk about me behind my back and all this weird, like, right? So I did something that she wasn't fond of. She did not like it, and I said, my bad, I apologize. And I'm like, dang, she's not gonna talk to me and all that. She just told me how she felt, and we kicked it the next day. Like, I was like, oh my God, this is what grown-ups do.
Can we say that? Grown-ups do.
Yes.
And I think once you get to the place of understanding that, even having space from a good friend, because maybe they're engaging in some things you don't really want to engage in anymore.
Yeah.
Don't immediately think that the friendship is gone, because things shift. That happens a lot when people get married and have families and have children. You can't just hang like you was hanging before. Maybe you actually have to be intentional and do a sister's brunch. And, you might have to cancel because something happens with the kids or something happens with your husband. And folks can start to lose their friendships over things like that and not realize those be the solid ones.
Solid. It's all about balance.
Right? It doesn't necessarily mean you got to be kiki-kiking on the phone and knowing every time there's an argument with the person's husband, or it's just having a real friend. If I call you and I'm like, listen, can you give me 10 minutes?
Yep.
And the person says, I can't do it right now, but I will call you back in an hour, and they do. And they remove things off their schedule and they give you their undivided attention. That is friendship.
Someone needs to hear that.
Right? It's not just every second we hanging out. Sometimes those don't even really be your friends. When stuff really go down.
Yep. Just taking up space.
The party people that want to go out all the time.
Yeah.
It's those solid ones that you can call up when you really, really need them to.
Yeah.
That really matters. So I think as adults, friendship looks different.
Yeah.
So I appreciate you being a friend.
Yes.
And we do business too. And so that's the other piece. Sometimes you think you can't do business with your friends, but we do business.
Yes.
I respect your business. I pay to get my hair done.
Yep.
I tip.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
So you can be friends with somebody and support their business. She supported my businesses. She's made donations.
Always.
She sent me referrals. Like, we got to really just change how we be friends, how we do friendship as adults. So I thank you for being a friend.
Thank you, girl. Thank you.
So I want to talk about some more, challenging things that has come up in our friendship too. And as a business owner, because originally you didn't tell a lot of us what was going on with you. You kept it private until you were ready. And I honestly really thought that was a healthy way to handle it, right? To really process it, digest it for yourself, so that when you get ready to share pieces of yourself and people got questions, you can actually navigate it from a healthy space.
Yes.
I think that's what healing looks like. It doesn't always mean you're not going through it anymore.
Right.
So you recently came out and told us about having a cancer diagnosis, and that it wasn't even the first time.
Yes. It wasn't the first time. But the first time being diagnosed with cancer was in 2023. I went in for a procedure. And with that procedure, it was called a LEAP procedure. So it's when they take a little area of your cervix to remove the high-grade cells that, can possibly turn into something. They remove that so you can just have a healthier, So the doctor, she just went up a little bit more into the uterus and said, let me biopsy this. This doesn't look right. And she did. And luckily she did, because it came back as cancer. And it was just formulating. It was like just starting, like literally 1A. And that's like just going. And I'm grateful for that, because if I wasn't getting that other procedure, I don't know how they
That
would have
was
found
God.
the cancer,
Right.
because the cervix didn't have the cancer. They just
Right.
had high grade cells that could potentially turn into.
Thank her for being nosy.
Listen, yes.
Being all up in there,
She was
looking
in there.
around
and nosy, like, what's this?
doing more than she was supposed to.
I'm telling you. I'm so grateful. But then what came out of that was me having to have a hysterectomy, which at first I'm like, I've heard of these women saying when you have a hysterectomy, you're no longer a woman. And then I had to stop listening to that foolishness. It's like, that's where babies are housed. I ain't trying to have no more kids. I'm good with it,
Mhm.
So I had a level of acceptance, like, let's remove it. I'm going to be healthy. So they removed that. And then if I can add the other part to it, which I look from the outside in now, since I'm on the other side of things. It's just a month after my surgery, my son comes to me. He was 8 years old and said, "Mommy, there's something in my arm. It keeps hurting." So I feel it. It was feeling kind of squishy. And I will put warm compress on it, hot compress. It will go down. It will swell back up. He was still complaining about it. So we went on a family trip. And I said, if it's still bothering you after this trip, I'm going to make sure they find out what's going on, because we did go to the ER and find out they didn't know what it was. And I actually got kind of pissed because the doctor said, you never know if it's still bothering him, bring it back in because it may be cancer. And I was so angry. I'm like, why would she just throw that out there like that? And lo and behold, we came back from vacation, had the biopsy, and they called us and said that my baby had cancer. Hodgkin's lymphoma, stage 3, right? So that means, it doesn't mean that was so bad off. It means that was in literally 3 different sections of his body. Like pediatric cancer is a little bit different. So he had an infected spleen, like some things in his chest cavity, and lymph nodes. So luckily my mother, she was like, pay attention, don't play around with that. Don't wait, take him in, because in my head, I'm like, there's no way in this world he has cancer. I wasn't even thinking cancer. And so, while I'm healing from a hysterectomy, he gets that diagnosis. He is now over 2 years cancer-free.
Praise God.
But while he's going through his healing, I get diagnosed again just in 2025, just 2 years later. And this time it's stage 3, invasive ductal sarcoma, which is breast cancer. And I felt the lump for a whole year, and I just was going off of saying it's dense tissue. I did not believe, there's no way I have cancer. I'm all about health and wellness. I take my supplements. I eat right. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I'm thinking, there's no way. I feel like I don't have a septic body. They say you're supposed to have more of an alkaline body, and I drink alkaline water. I do all the things, right? Mm-hmm. And I'm like, there's no way. And then it started to grow. And I'm like, okay, I got to get this checked. This feels really weird. I don't think this is dense tissue no more. Maybe it's a cyst. I was thinking of everything else but cancer. But lo and behold, they did biopsy it, and it came back. It was cancer. But the beautiful thing is, Allah, is that I had a team. They literally just put everything together for me. I didn't have to worry. My faith, I had to just kick in. I didn't tell people. My clients didn't know for months. Like even you probably was like, something's a little off.
Mm-hmm. You said you was taking time off. She was being real secret squirrel. And I say that to say, because a lot of people don't share things like that. And mental health is very similar to this. Mm-hmm. When people are going through things. I know recently when I, said my nephew was missing, you don't want to be judged. You don't want people to, start to pity you. And speaking of that, you guys also have a brand, Pray For Me.
Prayers over pity.
Prayers over pity.
Don't pity me, pray for me.
Yes. Yeah. Some people don't want you to start looking at them different and just, it's already hard enough going through. You don't really want to manage everybody else's emotions.
Correct.
About what you're going through.
Correct.
But I think you did it in a way that I think honored your own space and your own time to process it. And then at the same time for you and your baby.
Yep.
I don't think I don't even know how I would have handled that. The strength that you have through prayer. And your son, he is a powerhouse himself,
He's
because while he
amazing.
was going through cancer, he also was so encouraging and so powerful.
Yeah.
When I spoke at I forgot the event, but I spoke to cancer survivors.
Yes, you did.
And I talked about him.
Mm-hmm.
Because at that young age, he hasn't even lived his life. And for a lot of other people that get diagnosed, they've already lived so much of their life.
Yeah.
And he still was so optimistic.
Crazy.
You know?
Yes.
And I think for them, I was like, you have done so much. You have so much to be thankful for, to help guide you. But what about a kid that hasn't done anything yet?
Yeah, he's
to have that happen to him. And you just don't think about an 8-year-old going through something like that. I think he's the youngest person I know.
Wow.
And currently, you're not the only person I know that's going through cancer treatments.
Yeah.
We lost 2 radio station family members to cancer. So it's serious.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
Yeah.
You know, how do you keep showing up?
So it is, I don't want to over spiritualize this, but it's literally God. God is my strength. And I have my son. I get to look at him and see him, you know, coach me through this. Like, mommy, how you feeling? You know, you got to drink some ginger and do this. And like, he remembers, and he have actually a delayed reaction to what he went through. And he's literally my strength, and my husband is always there, just taking care of all of us. So I'm grateful because I have a strong team and system and loved ones around me. So that's how I keep showing up. And you know what also allows me to show up is just knowing that somebody needs to hear it from me. I just really believe that what I'm going through. Listen, I told God, this has to be for somebody else, because I'm going to serve you regardless. So what the heck? I don't need this. So I look at it as when I show up in the world, when I show up online, wherever I may go, like someone needs to hear from me. So that's what allows me to show up, and how people experience me matters. You know, that's why I didn't go out a lot. Even, you know, I tried to when I was feeling good, but I don't want anyone to say, oh, she snuffed me, or she act like she didn't see me. No, my vision has declined a lot doing chemotherapy. I don't feel good, that nausea, and I don't like being around people when I was like that, you know. And I'm going to give you a quick praise report. As of last week, my doctor told me I don't have to do chemo anymore.
Praise God.
I don't have to do chemo anymore. So I do have 4 more infusions, and that's just getting the antibodies still to, because what I'm getting now is just targeting, because I have residual cancer cells after surgery. So and we all have cancer cells in our bodies.
Really?
Some more, yeah, we all do. And some just manifest into, you know, some kind of, it manifests disease. And that's when tumors come in place and all that. But because they saw residual after surgery, I was on a certain type of chemotherapy just to make sure it doesn't come back again. It's all preventative at this point. So I'm grateful to God that I am on the other side of this. And with all the things happening and death, and I have a close friend of mine who's on hospice right now, 45 years old. And I'm devastated, but I'm like, God, do it for me. You've done it for others. I'm not the first, and I won't be the last, right? With a diagnosis, but do it for me. Do it for me. And yeah.
Wow. You know, one of the things I put up on the screen, because a lot of people there's connections to this. So let me back up real quick. So I got interviewed on Talk to Him Jay.
Okay.
And Talk to Him Jay asked me about my style of therapy. And, you know, I'm a 90s kid. I was growing up in the 70s. So I watched Karate Kid. Y'all remember the original Karate Kid, right? With Mr. Miyagi.
Yes.
So I'm like, therapist Miyagi. Right?
Yeah.
The strategies and things that I have you do, often you're like, why is she having me do this? This is dumb, for lack of a better word. This is ridiculous.
Stupid.
Why do I have to journal? Why do I have to do affirmations? I don't want to do this. This is not going to work. And if you remember the scene with Daniel's son, he was so mad at Mr. Miyagi for having him waxing his car and, you know, cleaning the windows and all of that stuff. He's like, I came here to learn karate. And Mr. Miyagi said, drop it. And, you know, Mr. Miyagi was very simple words. He didn't say much. He just started fighting. And he was like, wax on, wax off.
Yes.
Swipe, wax off, wax on. And that's me, right? So often I'm annoying, but it's for a good purpose. So
we love it.
Therapy is often like that. And I think, you know, you have to be able to get up and just do regardless, right? And sometimes we don't know what we're learning and what the purpose is, but positive self-psychology research shows that purpose and meaning are among the strongest predictors of long-term resilience and life satisfaction. Like, this stuff is in textbooks. I know we're like, oh, therapy, hocus pocus, that's psychology stuff. And I'll tell you, as I was being educated, I was also side-eyeing it too, y'all. And, you know, a lot of it's written by Caucasian people. No, I love y'all Caucasian people, but still.
No shade.
Right? No shade. A lot of it wasn't research done on us, people of color. So, you know, you're side-eyeing it. But if you read it, there's always disclaimers at the bottom that says that this needs to be studied amongst more populations. We need to have more cultural and ethical, cultural considerations.
Okay.
So it does say that if you really look at the research, they are mindful as researchers to say that this was a small, condensed, controlled study. And, you know, this is just to give you an idea. You should continue to explore this. So that's why I think sometimes people take things out of context. People have to start somewhere. Yeah. And they have theories. Yes. And then they go and they do their different studies to try to see if they're right or wrong. And that's how statistics plays into it. Anyway. Yeah. Not getting too technical, but that's where the Mrs. Miyagi or therapist Miyagi comes in at, is often you're learning things, but you don't know the clinical references behind it, because then you probably would just shut down on me if I just start saying, well, I'm going to teach you positive self-psychology, and this is who created it, and this is the year it was created, and you're going to be like, yeah. So I don't usually do that. All right. I like to get people that are actually talking about the things, because if you watch Kueen online, you wouldn't know this stuff if she didn't tell you. So many people are going through their own struggles that show up online, and it's until they become vulnerable and transparent to tell you. And sometimes when they tell you, people are not ready for the story. They think it's a pity party. They think you're just doing it for likes. So you have to be mindful of when you share, because you don't necessarily want people to think that that's why you're doing it. Correct. So I think you were very intentional, and it makes it more authentic. So thank you for how you've done it. Okay. It also brings awareness to go get those screenings. Yes. So
early detection is everything.
So talk to us a little bit about that. Like, just a lot of people are scared to go to the Black folks, talk to y'all, scared to go because they're like, either gonna find something I didn't even go there for.
Right. But you know what? Even if they do, at least they found it. Like you have, it's not, I think people think of finding something as like a death sentence. No, you want a better quality of life, like, because things are manifesting in your body and you're not even aware of it. And that time that you had a headache or you passed out at work, they said it was dehydration, or that time when your leg just got weak and you fell, like, there's something going on. Things are not just happening just because. And that actually has happened to me before. And I believe that it was a sign that something's going on, but I never thought cancer was happening. However, early detection is very important, and paying attention to your body and not being afraid or scared. Listen, allow people to call you a hypochondriac. Be a hypochondriac all you want. People be like, oh, you always run into the doctor. Yup. No, I know people like that. They always run into the doctor, but they're always good too. So be a hypochondriac, especially if you have insurance. If you're in Massachusetts, I think insurance is like, do they have free care and stuff like that still?
You can go get insurance. I mean, there's a whole bunch of different ways. I don't think they call it free care, but I know what you're talking about.
But I know back in the day,
you can be insured.
Yes,
if you don't have any money
here.
Yes, if you have zero income, you can be insured. Okay. In Massachusetts, or low income. So there's really no reason for no one not to have insurance.
That's my point. Or not to go
at
to-
least you will have basic care to make sure that you can do things like screenings and things of that nature. So yes, Massachusetts is one of the better places to live to have insurance.
Yes,
Absolutely.
So yeah, that's what I would say.
All right.
Yeah.
So tell me, I got a question for you, for
Sure.
all our lovely people who may or may not know. What does therapy mean to you, Miss Queen? How has it played a role in your healing?
I love therapy. You know what? Because I don't like to be talked at, but you can talk to me. Like I was a kid, I was like that. You ain't got to spank my butt. Just talk to me.
I know.
Don't give me a whooping.
said
Just
that.
talk to me.
I'm like, that's so unnecessary.
Yeah.
You don't have to be tired and stuff. You be looking tired, Mom. Out here trying to whoop me.
No.
Then afterwards saying it's gonna hurt you more than it's gonna hurt me. Then don't do it.
Don't do
Then
it.
don't beat me.
No, just talk to me.
Let's just have a conversation.
The
Take
conversation.
some things away from your punishment.
Yes. Don't. So,
I'm still like that as an adult.
really.
You don't gotta be. Listen, talk to me nice. Talk to me stern, but still talk to me.
Mhm,
Don't. I hate being ignored. I don't like stonewalling. Like after you upset with me, I still be wanting a hug.
That's me. Yes.
I still want a hug.
Notice I started off talking about friendships and how, if you mad at each other, still talking. My mother and her sisters are like that. I love it. They can have a big brawl, fight, argument today, and they sit on each other's couch in 3 hours. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah, but I mean,
love
not that abusive stuff. Because
No,
some
no,
people's
not
family members, that
I know.
they get dog nasty with it. I'm not talking about that. Just got to be clear, because I understand y'all be listening and be like,
Yes,
Coach,
be clear.
Coach
be
was
clear.
like, afterwards we should hug after we fight. Not that type of fight.
See-
I'm not encouraging domestic violence over here. Okay. I'm
That's a
saying like
shame.
normal
Yes.
disagreements. I don't like what you said. I don't like what you did. I wanted you to show up and go with me to this event and you didn't. So now I'm mad at you.
Yeah.
You said you was going to come to this and you didn't. You was late. Like normal stuff.
Normal stuff,
Like,
right. I'm glad you made that disclaimer because people take things and run with it.
Yeah, like I'm not saying that,
Yes, but therapy for me, I love therapy. I love when my therapist, when she says, you know what, Queen, you could have done X, Y, and Z. I'm like, ugh. And then when I do it, correct it, and I come back and we talk about things, and she's like, you know what, you've done the work. That I do everything just for her to say, you've done the work.
You've done the work. You've done a good job.
Yes.
So I can't say they changed it. It was a soundbite, and it was like, B, you doing a good job, and then they changed it to, sis, you doing a good job.
I
Sis,
love
you
that.
doing a
Good.
good job.
Oh yes, I remember that. Yes.
Right, you're doing a good job.
Yes.
So let me give y'all some other things on why this is important. I told y'all, remember, wax on, wax off. I'm gonna give you a little bit of laugh, a little bit of fun, a little bit of education. Okay.
Mhm.
All right. So research consistently shows that anxiety, depression, and emotional distress are common among people diagnosed with cancer. These emotional responses can occur during treatment and long after treatment ends, making mental health care an essential part of cancer care, which is one of the reasons why they had me speak.
Mm.
You don't gotta thug it out, y'all. We don't always gotta be strong. Sometimes it's okay to say this is heavy and I don't want to carry it.
Mhm.
And I think therapy allows you to put it down for a minute. Because sometimes if your son's going through a crisis and you're going through a crisis, sometimes we feel like we can't cry. We need to be strong. But I think we've done ourselves and our community, our kids, a disservice by not allowing them to see a range of emotions
Mhm.
and being able to be sad and say you're overwhelmed or things are hard. They need to see that too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think people come to therapy because they don't know how to do life. They haven't built the capacity and learned the skills to deal with when life gets hard. The one emotion that and y'all can tell me if I'm wrong, tell me in the chat, y'all. Everybody knows anger. We know happiness. Right?
Yes.
Those two things, right? So those two things are more accepted than just saying, I'm sad.
Okay.
People are more uncomfortable crying than they are with letting you know they're angry.
Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They will do everything in their power not to cry, not talk to you, not pick up the phone, cuss you out, avoid you, all because it makes them emotional and they may cry.
Wow. Yeah.
Do you know that crying is a form of self-care?
Crying? No, I didn't.
Think about it. Where did the tears go if you always are holding them in? You won't hold your bowel movement. You won't hold urine. So why do we hold tears? Your body needs to release.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
It's a release of water. It's a release of motion.
I'm a big crybaby.
I cried too.
I cried talking about crying. Look, my eyes watering up right now.
Listen, it's okay. But I think we've been taught not to cry.
Yeah.
You know, boys more than girls,
Yeah.
but it's like don't let them see a sign of weakness. You're letting them know that they can get to you, that they can hurt you, and you don't need to let the world know how sensitive you are.
Okay.
And I get that. There's a time and a place for everything.
There is.
Right?
There is.
Which is why therapy is so important.
Mm-hmm.
Because maybe you can't cry with that person because they're not safe.
Right.
And so you needed to be strong in that moment and put on a good face. But in therapy, you can say and drop all your guards and go ahead and cry about it.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
Try it, y'all. Y'all don't believe me. It feels good.
Therapy is everything.
You know, it feels good. It feels good to do it. It is release. It is necessary. Necessary. So specifically for Black women, mental health symptoms also often go unrecognized. And I think that's because it's a hyper focus on us being strong. If you think about the Tyler Perry movie that Taraji Henson was in. What was it called? Help me out in the chat, y'all.
It's like there's one word.
It was one word. Why am I losing my train of thought?
Straw, maybe?
Straw.
Yeah.
It was called. Yes, I think that was what it was called. No one noticed her, the breakdown of what was going on. It was like she was in a cloud.
It's crazy.
Right? And I think sometimes when we see isolation and people disassociating or disattached, we just be like, oh, they don't want to be bothered. Leave them alone. We don't necessarily take that as a sign to come closer or to inquire more. Right? However, boundaries are important, but I just ask people, use your words. But listen, it is straw. Thank you, Songbird. I ask people to be able to use your words, but I'm only gonna let you isolate for so long because it's different from solitude and isolation.
Yes.
Right?
Okay.
Solitude may mean I'm gonna take me a walk. I'm still going to the gym. I'm still, I'll answer your text, but I don't want to hang out. Right?
Yes.
No, I don't want to hang out. I don't want to date. I don't want to engage in sexual activity. It might be that I'm making space and I'm saying no to things.
Yeah.
But I haven't totally disengaged with the world.
Right.
I'm in solitude. Isolation looks a little different.
Oh yeah.
That can look like I'm not getting out of bed. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not washing my butt. I ain't brushing no teeth. I'm not eating. That's when, I'm sorry, honey, I ain't staying away from you that long. You got 14 days with me because it takes 14 days before they'll diagnose you with depression. So if you get up on the 10th day, you might have been having a bad week.
Okay.
But once it gets 14 days and any of those things I just said, you're not eating, you're not drinking, you're not talking to people, you don't enjoy things you used to enjoy, and it's declining rapidly. That's not time for me to leave you by yourself.
Yeah, no.
And you can be mad at me later.
Yeah.
I'm coming.
And
we doing the wellness check.
Absolutely. I've done that for friends. I've done it where I pull up on them. They're not well. Oh yeah, you get in the shower. I clean up their bedroom. Actually, one friend I called cleaning company to come. So she be more comfortable. Maybe she didn't want me doing that, but I don't play that. Oh no, you gotta be well. Because it's okay to have a bad day, a bad week even, but like you said, when it goes into the 2-week mark and longer, I'm grateful. I've been through depression as far as postpartum depression. I've never been through actual depression. I've had bad days. I've had those. Yeah. But to be in a depressed state, I've actually never experienced that, and I'm grateful. But postpartum depression, that's next level as well. But therapy alone, and honestly, let me just make this note: if we weren't friends, you would be my therapist. And no, seriously, because I refer everyone to you. And I have this thing about I didn't want a black bookkeeper, a tax person. My bookkeeper now is a black woman. And shout out to Whitney Miller, Kings and Queens Consulting. Like, she's bad. And I was only that way because I felt like I don't want people in my business, or they talk too much and No, like, you're such a professional. Whitney, she's such a professional. And the people I deal with, they, within our community, professional. So when you ask God to align you with the right people, he will bring it to you, or bring you to it. And I'm grateful for that. So don't be scared if y'all need a therapist. I know I probably shouldn't be making, this shameless plug for you on your show, but you have to speak to the professionals to get yourself in a place of mental wellness. Like, if your head's not good, like, this is the beginning of us. It starts up here. We have to, allow everything else to flow from it. So we gotta be right upstairs.
Listen, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
And I receive it, and I will say it's consistent. I can never disclose who my clients are, but I will tell you, thank God that I got a good reputation in these streets.
Yes.
When I say I'm your favorite around the way therapist, originally, yes, I kind of deemed it myself. But I say, when you consistently speak something in existence, it tends to start to morph into who you really are. So you got to be mindful of your words and how you think of yourself.
It's true.
Whatever it is you want and who you want to become, which takes me to where we're going next. You really have to start to think in your mind, who is being that girl? What does it look like to show up as who I really desire to be in my soul? And many people struggle with transitioning into new life phases, because reinvention often requires grieving old versions of yourself.
It sure does.
While embracing the new one.
Yes.
And that can look like a diagnosis, that could look like a divorce, that could look like getting married, that could look like having a child. It's so many things that we don't look at grief, because we only think about the loss of life.
Yeah.
We don't think about grieving old dreams, grieving goals that didn't manifest, and having to create new ones. We don't think about grief in that way.
It's so true.
Let's get into my favorite segment. One of my favorite segments. Actually, all of them are my favorite, but this one.
Okay. All right. I'm ready.
Tell me about your bet on self moments. And for those that are new, because this is a new time slot, and I'll giving y'all some love. Y'all are new here. You're listening to Conversations with Coach La La La, right here on Heat 98.1 FM, Boston's only Black-owned radio station on the iHeartRadio platform. And I'm talking to Kueen King, entrepreneur, fashionista, mom, daughter, sister, friend, wife, all the things. She is that girl. So bet on self moments are those moments in your life where you have to say, if not now, then when? If not me, then who? And despite what people have told me about myself, where I've come from, that's not going to define the next chapter of my story, define who I can become, because I bet on myself. Past, present, future. Talk to us about your bet on self moments.
So there's a couple, but I think I will stick with, my sister friend down in Georgia, she has an event every year called Manifest. And it's the time she has women come together and they, we just pour into them. So I've been a guest speaker a couple of times, and, she has some really powerhouse speakers at this event. So one year, so obviously this was about 5 years ago or beyond, I was so motivated sitting on that platform with those other powerful women who presented. And I was looking out in the audience and I said, we need this in Boston. Not saying that Boston don't have great events and, we have some powerful, strong women in our community and on the outskirts, all that. But I said, this right here, I need this in Boston. So I said, listen, you need to bring this Manifest to Boston. She said, excuse me? When they got you? No, I'm going to help you do this. You can do your own. I'm like, I don't know nothing about having an event. I don't do this, Tanisha. She was like, no, I'll help you. You can do it. So I prayed about it. And God gave me Write the Vision goal setting brunch for entrepreneurs. And this year, this November 8th, Sunday, November 8th, be our 5th year having Write the Vision goal setting brunch. So it's powerful to have people that's in your corner, that believe in you, that will speak into you, that will see you before you even see yourself. And I remember when I first brought it to you, you was like, that's a great idea. I'm going to be there. I'm going to, and you was right there. And you said to yourself, what did you say to yourself in 2022? Because in 2023, what happened?
I sat there and I said, this is amazing. I said, the next time she does this, I'm going to be one of the speakers. I'm going to be in front of the room.
And I didn't know that.
No, but you said, write your vision.
I did.
She gave us journals. She said, and there was a couple other things. One of them was about losing weight. Because when I came back that following year, I was much smaller.
Yes.
So they will be working, y'all. Be working. Write your vision.
You have to write your vision, and just, the word of God says, write the vision, make it plain. And he didn't say, write your vision. He said, write the vision for your life. Mm-hmm. So it's important to me to, just see, like, if you have like a blank canvas, like, you have to envision yourself on what you want your life to look like, to be, and really go after that. And I'm not perfect, but I strive for perfection in every area of my life, and especially on how I treat people. So, my bet on self moment was taking a step and a leap to write the vision. Mm-hmm. And here we are 5 years later.
I can't even believe it's been 5 years.
5 years already. Amazing.
Time just, one thing I've noticed is, and this sounds so cliche, but
what's that?
When you're having fun and you're doing what you love, it does seem like it goes by quicker.
For sure.
When you're miserable and things are not going well, it seems like it is watching paint dry and somebody taking their nails across a chalkboard and can't take it.
Yeah.
So I can't believe this, right? We have, for everybody that's listening, this show goes from 11 to 12. So I have 8 minutes.
That went by fast.
Give it take. I really don't. Okay. Because I'm getting the time check. Wrap up. So we're going to do Coach's Corner. We're going to wrap up. We're going to get out of here because I got to get ready for the next show. And it's going to be a little bit different, y'all, because it ain't like the 11 o'clock spot. Coach's Corner. What do we want people to take away from tonight, this conversation? He said I have 0 minutes. Okay. So what do we want people to take away from this conversation real quick? 30 seconds.
Well, I have a new slogan, and it's remember that you are royalty, and don't let anyone take you off your throne. And I say that because we have to be reminded how much of a big deal we are, how important and valuable we are. And it allows us to show up. When we know we're important, we show up as important. And even with the way we look, the way we dress, you have to dress the way you want to be addressed, Just always look good and spread love.
And you know what I'm going to say.
What's you going to say?
Show up, show out, and always bet on yourself. Thank you, everybody who tuned in from all of the different platforms. I would do shout outs, but I got to get used to this new time. I got to be moving and shaking. Y'all are amazing. Shout out to everybody on all of the platforms. You know who you are.
Yes.
Thank you for everybody in the chat. I see y'all. I can't do all of the shouts, but listen, share the live. Come back later. I'm going to personally come in there and share some stuff, me and Queen, and some wrap up stuff that I didn't get a chance to cover. I will make sure that I get that stuff into the chat with some comments. Keep the conversation going for the rest of the week. And let's keep on encouraging each other to bet on self. See y'all next week on the virtual couch. Coach Law signing out, your favorite around the way therapist. Love y'all. Bye.